Hello, welcome to the Meeple Mentor YouTube channel, and we're doing a review today of All Hoomanz Are Dead. I'm Jared, and with me as always is Holly. So we are talking about this newly released game, upcoming game, I guess, All Hoomanz Are Dead, and that's H-O-O with a Z at the end. And this is by Project Uplifted, designed by Victor Santoro. I believe this is his first tabletop game. If I recall, he said he was a video game designer first.
Oh, cool.
So this is a dungeon crawl tile placement exploration game. As you kind of proceed outwards, you know, you reveal new tiles and see what you get, and you're looking for certain things. And yeah, it's cooperative. You can play solo up to 5 players. We played it, of course, at 2 players, although we found it to be quite good at 2.
I liked it.
Yeah, we were discussing after our first play whether or not, you know, it would improve or not with more players. And I thought it would play just as well at all player counts. In fact, if you had more, you would see more characters, because each character has some unique abilities which could be useful to work together to use. Not only do they have special abilities and special level ups that they get, but their character card has certain restrictions as well. There's certain item types that some characters just can't hold.
Some of them.
Until
Mine didn't
level
have
up
any.
a certain skill. Yeah. So yeah, this plays in about an hour and a half maybe.
Yeah.
We really...
It was a lot of fun, so I didn't really keep track of time, honestly.
We really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a very big surprise as to, you know, what we would normally play, and I thought this was a lot of fun. I thought the theme worked really well with the gameplay.
Like any game where I get to play as a samurai mouse, I'm there.
Yeah, so it has this really unique setting to it where humans have created an AI system called Simon, with like abbreviated an acronym there. And there's drones, there's, you know, robots coming after you, but the humans that created them, the scientists, they died, and they left in a backup plan in case something like this happened, some genetically engineered animals. You know, some high-tech and cyborg-ish.
Hear me out. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Guardians 3, it's like what had happened if things went the other way with Rocket.
Sure. So
I feel like we're running with that.
Your character is an animal with, you know, mechanical special abilities and stuff. So that's kind of the setting there, and you're trying to basically stop Simon from plugging into the internet and taking over the world, you know, through a virus, because he's already killed all the humans in this research lab or whatever. So the gameplay, you start out on 1 tile, and then, you know, you get 2 actions. You can move, you can do a, you know, special action that might be related to an item you have. But essentially, you're exploring outward, destroying the monsters that come out, which, again, there's drones, but there's also robotic type, you know, special monster cards. There's like a whole deck of monster cards, which is all unique and funny. They have their own stats, and essentially you get like 1 attack for each side.
It kind of seemed to me like the characters might also either rely on or not rely on monsters as a whole, because I used way more monsters than you did, and we still had a lot of success each in the game. You understand what I'm trying to say.
She killed a lot more monsters. I didn't, but she was able to effectively use the monsters that she collected by defeating them to create bombs and to level up her character. I think my character only leveled up once or twice. I don't think I did very much in the level ups, but she did. So she was maxed out pretty early, and my character comparatively felt like he was struggling. But at the same time, I was still accomplishing things. And when you die in this game, it's not a complete penalty. You basically just lose whatever you have equipped, and then you start over in the center medical tile where you start the game.
Respawn.
Yeah, then you just respawn
I'm
there.
pretty sure that's what he calls it in there.
And so you have a hand of cards, and you can still use the hand of cards that you've collected prior to your death to re-equip and, continue going. But maybe you lost the item that you really liked, but, part of the game is exploring and finding more items to draw. And sometimes those items you equip, and sometimes you play them for their effect.
I found that our characters seem to play pretty well off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how well the other characters would play off of each other, but for a 2-player game, because where he was discovering places and maybe couldn't necessarily fight, I was able to swoop in and kill the thing.
Yeah.
So it was like a recon and a cleanup crew.
Yeah, and I found that it was good to be a few tiles away from each other, but kind of slingshot back towards each other so that you're not on opposite ends entirely, but in case things ever got crazy, you could more quickly get back to help someone, because there is some actual cooperation when it comes to battles where if someone's on your tile or adjacent to you, they can assist in, providing combat strength.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot to like here, and I think if you're down with the sci-fi kind of animal cyborg theme and you like cooperative dungeon crawls, this would be perfectly suited to your shelves and be able to
Definitely.
see some gameplay. I don't think right now there's a campaign, but this certainly is ripe for that kind of material. The base game is just, what we have, and it's got all the tiles needed. And essentially, your main goal here is to destroy 3 of 4 special laboratory tiles.
That's why I keep thinking it's 4, because you say 3 of 4.
Yeah, there's 4 in there, and during setup, you create your stack of tiles with 4 different sections shuffled together with one of those tiles. So after you get through a quarter of it, you're guaranteed to see at least one factory tile. So you have to craft bombs or collect cards that have helicopter icons, and it could be anything. Like it could be a treasure card that has it or a monster card that has it. But if you have 4 helicopter cards and you've revealed the helicopter tile, you can, as an action, just discard these and blow up.
Remote detonate.
Yes, right. Send the helicopter swooping in and blow up from wherever you are, one of the factory labs. The other way is to craft bombs, and you have a timer that you can set, and depending on what kind of items you used or how many you used and that kind of thing, it's either going to be a 3-turn timer or a 1-turn timer.
I'm sorry, I started giggling because I just remembered in vivid detail the anxiety of trying to get away from that bomb after I said it.
You can blow yourself up. In fact, I believe we both got blown up.
We did. It was we won.
On the final turn. And I double checked the rules to make sure that if you blow yourself up, to win, you can still win. And yes, because you can respawn immediately. And that's just part of the game
mechanics. We sacrificed ourselves for the greater good. Yeah. We should win.
We saved humanity and then respawned immediately, and everything was fine. So yeah, you're just, you try to find these factory floors, which those tiles also have special abilities that help you throughout the game. So there's a number of things that, you're working towards, not only to use those abilities, but then to later blow it up.
I was super excited about pulling the question mark card because I was like, ooh, that looks interesting. Don't be excited about the question mark cards.
They're usually bad. There's a handful of empty room type cards that you might draw, but the mystery ones are usually
I got
tricky.
Lucky though, because I had that skill unlocked where on my character I could look at 2 of the question mark cards and decide which one I wanted to use.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, every time I used it, I drew a good one and a bad one. That's so that makes the decision pretty easy.
Yeah. And there is a reset mechanism. So whenever you explore a tile and you resolve what pops up, whether it's draw an item or resolve a monster fight or the question mark card, once it's resolved, you put a clear token on it. But the main bad guy boss, Simon, right? He gets a turn, and every time he executes his main programming, and a new, I think it's a brain tile tile comes out, it triggers a whole reset of all those clear tokens. So all the floor that you've currently explored is now reactive. So, if you move on to it again, now those things happen again. So then it becomes
Which
more
is nice
of,
for the treasure.
do you want to try to go around and explore unexplored area to try to make a path, or follow the path and plan for that? And when I say plan, your action or your turn starts out with, do you want to take a defense turn or an attack turn? And essentially, do you want to build up defenses by adding all your defense stuff up and build, your pool of cubes that is your
cards
defense?
at the bottom of your board that show defense and attack, and sometimes a special ability, maybe.
Or if you say, I'm going to prepare to attack this turn, then you get to count up all your attack and use your combatometer and set that at whatever your combat is, with certain restrictions to whatever your level is.
But if the next turn rolls around and you decide to do defense instead of action, attack, defense instead of attack, you lose all of that attack you've built up. So
right. Yeah, you go down to minimum when you're on a defense turn. So these are the kinds of decisions to make right at the start of your turn, before you start moving, before you start exploring, and use what you have to try to overcome potential monsters that come into your path as you move forward. So that's essentially how the game plays out, and it plays in about an hour and a half, or maybe less than that, maybe more if you have more players. But all the same, we had a good time with it. We were joking and laughing and enjoying, the scenario as it kind of played out, and the whatever characters we saw come out after us.
I feel like the main thing that ended up happening was you did all the exploring, and then I came behind you to try to kill the monsters.
She was more powerful. She got the defense.
Well, my character was a sniper, so
makes sense. So yeah, that's All Hoomanz Are Dead.
Lots of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a fun dungeon exploring, tile revealing game where you're cooperatively, working against a big bad and fighting monsters and stuff like that.
Is it like, I know there's not a Kickstarter for it at the moment, but is it retail? Like, do people just keep it on their radar?
I would say keep it on your radar. Any link that I have that the game designer provides, I'm going to put it in the description of the video, so make sure you check that out.
They send him the emails. I just play in the videos.
So if it's getting a crowdfunding campaign, then we'll have a link to it in the video. But for now, this is our pre-review of All Hoomanz Are Dead. So thanks for watching. And check out more of our reviews on the Meeple Mentor channel, as well as tutorials, news, unboxings, and more content. So stay tuned, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Also want to mention, if you're interested, I wrote a book recently called Push Your Luck, the Board Game Dictionary, where you can actually have it on your Kindle. Right now it's electronic form only, but it's over 800 terms and definitions and references and things for modern board gamers to look up and learn about. So check it out. It's on Amazon. But until...
It was very enlightening.
Yes.
Especially as someone who's new to the... I've only been in it about, 2 years now?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's helpful.
It's very all-encompassing as far as everything you might need to know terminology-wise for board gaming and modern board game jargon. So definitely check it out. Until the next video, I've been Jared.
I'm Holly.
I'll see you next time.